And today's viewpoint comes to us from an editorial from the Southern Metropolis Daily, and it talks about why people are leaving Beijing. Now, recently, the city's Statistics Bureau published population figures in Beijing in 2011, which indicated a significant drop in the amount of temporary residents in Beijing. And by significant, I mean 600,000 people left the city in 2011. The popular phrase, run away from Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, is apparently becoming truth. Now, the editorial goes on to say that the living cost has been rising dramatically these past few days, and a big example of this is the cost of renting a home, which takes up the biggest part of people's salaries. The less one earns, the more accommodation takes from your check, unless you work as a waiter in the catering industry, where accommodations and food are included in the contract. Another factor is a tactic that used to cut down on living costs now being impossible. The flat share crowds now cannot come together to rent places since the government is forcing landlords to stop this due to the potential hazard of so many people in such a small space. Consequently, the incredible rent fees have driven young entrepreneurs out of the capital, which results in the fall of some promising businesses. Invisible things are even more expensive. The editorial says that registered permanent residence is a profound example. The interest embedded in the residence, including education, makes a huge difference between local Beijing people and outsiders. And children of non-local Beijing residents need to pay a large amount of money to be enrolled in schools. And the standard of being admitted by top universities is much higher. In this regard, the flowing population of Beijing can never beat the local Beijing people. Also, the restrictions are showing up in purchasing cars and houses. If you have not paid your taxes in Beijing for 5 years, then you will not have the authority to join in the license plate lottery, which is a must for buying cars. The discrimination is the key factor that has convinced many people to leave Beijing. Now, the editorial finishes off by saying that it is predictable that the trend will only grow in the foreseeable future. And with the recession of the economy, there is no denying that Beijing is in need of fresh blood to maintain vigor and flourishment. But what can be done to address this issue? Well, hopefully authorities will be able to answer this question and answer it soon.